Hi, this is Teresa of Rap Sings in Harmony, and I'm going to be showing 3 carries that all use a base -2 or shorter wrap, and they all tie off the same way. The 3 carries I'm going to look at are the inside out coolest hip cross carry, the semi pocket wrap cross carry, and a reverse front reinforced traditional sling carry. It's going to be 3 videos, and I'm going to show you each one. So first we're going to learn the tie off, and it's using a shorter than your base wrap. This is a Bijou Wear Arctic Waves base -3 for me, which is a size 4. And you want to start with a shorter tail and putting it over I like to put it on my non-dominant shoulder. That way I have my dominant hand to do whatever I need to do. So you put it to about your waist, or you could actually leave it a little bit shorter, which is fine as well. And you want to make sure it's not twisted up. So you have your top rail, you gather it up, folding it together to you, and your bottom rail. Again, you keep it there. Then finding that top rail, come around your back, diagonally under the other arm, and you want to gather the wrap up across your chest. Continue to pass the wrap around your body until the long active tail is back in the dominant hand, or the arm that does not have the short tail on it. At this point, you want to gather up that torso pass that you've made and give yourself a little bit of room, enough that you can fit your hand in there. Take your tail, the long tail, and go under the torso pass and behind it. Bring up the long tail to meet the short tail. Pass the long active tail around the stationary tail and back behind it, up towards your face. Drop that long active tail down. The hand that was doing all the work before can grab the stationary tail, and the opposite hand will grab the long tail, pass it behind the short stationary tail, passing the long tail back to the other hand and through the loop that's made. This is how you make what's called a slip knot, or a lark's head knot. You'll see that the way the knot looks is there's 2 symmetrical loops over a stationary tail, along with this large pass here. To tighten up this knot, you're going to hold the knot with one hand and the tail with the other, pulling the tail tight. This will tighten up your lark's head knot, and you could also just wiggle around the wrap a little. Pull by strand if you choose. And to make sure it works, you push it up with one hand and push it down with the other while holding the stationary tail. This is an easy way for you to make what's called poppable carries. That way you can just pop the baby in and out depending on what you need to do, and it's also good for chest feeding your baby. So now that we've loosened up the carry, the first carry we're going to do is the inside out coolest hip cross carry. So you want to make sure the knot is towards your shoulder, and you loosen up the carry a bit so that you can fit the baby in. Here you'll see you have 2 passes in front of you, or to the side of you, depending on how big your baby is. You want to place the baby one leg in each pass, and I'll show you how. You're going to take your baby, bring them up into burping position, and you place the leg closer to the knot into the inside pass, and the other leg into the outside pass. Set the baby into the sitting position. Again, you want to make sure your knot stays up close to you. And now you want to take that top rail and bring it, the inner top rail, over the baby's back, and take the bottom rail and help to make the seat. You want to make sure it goes kneecap to kneecap. My demo baby doesn't have much of a knee, so that's why that looks like that. Now, to make sure that we tighten up this pass, you want to take the bottom rail first, go around yourself, bring up all the slack, and now you'll see it's also coming through the secondary pass. You could do this with the short rail first, with the top rail first, and that way you would be able to bring up the second pass, which if you have a very significant seat popper, that's definitely something you want to do to help hold them in. As you can see, you just bring all the slack up to the stationary tail, and you can pull it all through. Now we're going to do the same thing again with the long rail. I'm sorry, the top rail, to tighten up this carry and bring up the secondary pass. You see that this leg will stay out. And the other leg is now securely in that pass. And once you have that in, bring out any slack up to the slip knot and pull it through. You don't want it too bunched up. You want the least amount of bunching by the baby's head. Once that's done, you want to make sure that you spread this back pass so you have support on both this torso pass here and from this diagonal pass on your back. That way you're supported and so is baby, and this is the inside out coolest hip cross carry.